Hello, 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 and welcome to Survivor Debrief. My name's Eden Porter, the unlucky loser from Survivor Titans vs Rebels. And with me, as always, is my comedic partner and real-life brother. Yes, the rumours are true. It's Josh Porter. Josh, how you going?
In the flesh, here I am. I'm a bit sick today, so excuse my blocked nose, but won't stop me from podcasting about Survivor, season 49, and boy, oh boy, hasn't this season not quite started yet still.
It's a barn burner, Josh. Not quite. It's coming up. It's
coming up.
Every next episode, it's like, oh, now it's going to start. Now it's going to start.
Well, I kind of feel like all the little twists and changes, the votes still have kind of just been pretty obvious. Like, they haven't been difficult votes.
Every vote has just been pretty straightforward and pretty much like, who's the person on the outs? Yeah, let's get rid of them. And no one's done anything really super interesting. Like,
Not yet. It's coming. It's coming
next week, mate.
I think Merge will have to, because there's got to be some stuff happening at Merge, because finally, like, some of the battle lines aren't drawn because some people still haven't been to Tribal Council.
That is insane that we're going into next week's episode 7, and there's still there's 3 people that haven't been to Tribal Council. MC Sophie
with an E, Christina.
That's insane. That's insane.
Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. We're going to have to listen to that again of like, wow, I'm at Tribal Council. This is so
Maybe
cool.
That's what production wanted all along. They wanted like so many bites of that cherry of like.
So many bites, Joshua. But straight off the bat, we start with a big twist. We drop your buffs again, Josh. We're going to 3 tribes of 4. Yes. Can you tell me why they did this?
I think I don't know, because
I don't know.
To go down to 4 to me doesn't strike me as an interesting dynamic to vote on.
Correct.
Like, I think to drop down to that, there's really not a lot of room to move. So what I was like, maybe it'll just be for the challenge, and it's like you'll go away and spend some time with these people, and then you go back together, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But just to have it as 4 seems strange. What do you make of it?
I'm just trying to think. So production always does something to change an aspect of the game that they feel like, oh, this isn't working. We need to. But I'm ultimately thinking, well, you just had 2 bad tribal councils with Matt and Jason. Obvious votes just went bang bang. But now they've gone. The next vote would have been super interesting. Like that would have been really interesting had they gone again, and then put it on the other tribe. So going to 4 is not inherently that interesting, because
dead weight at 4.
Yeah. And maybe it's to try and maybe there's a thought process of like, oh, well, we have to tell the one person another name. And so then, because that caused a few little riffles and ruffles.
Maybe they want some, sorry, I'll give you
You said Russell.
Thank you.
Maybe they thought it might be a shot in the dark moment. Maybe that's what they thought.
Yeah, maybe. I just, like, what was the best outcome of this? That maybe someone from Red went home because Red hadn't lost someone yet? Maybe?
I don't know. The redrawing of lines, like, or maybe someone, maybe a key ally getting voted out, right? Like something like that. They get screwed in the swap.
Because the people that was swap screwed in this situation were realistically, it was Nate, Stephen, and MC.
Yeah,
we're in the minorities,
which was an interesting dynamic to see how they all approach that. But I was surprised to see that to go down to 4. One thing that was interesting, I wanted to chat about Christine obviously having her moment, and the thing I found so funny with the medical doctors coming in. This is so funny. Jeff did such the big rigmarole around like, we're going to go down to we got 3 things, and really jazzing it up and make, we could merge, but maybe not. And then my favorite thing after all of that, the medical doctor's like, well, you know what's happened? The excitement of everything, Christina's adrenaline, it was just too exciting. It was so incredible. Like, that was the takeaway. I was like, yeah, right on, doc, sure.
Jeff is at fault. Jeff
doesn't know his own power.
This is what happens, Josh, when you put too many super fans on. They can't deal with Jeff and his twists. They go, this is too amazing.
Or Uncle Jay, as we've graduated to now. So another evolution, and I'm sure he'll be very happy about that.
Just before we get on to everything else, I just did want to point something out. I ultimately feel like, and we said this the other week as well, everyone has this reverence for Survivor that plays now. Everyone that's on, and I think I've figured it out. I like, because I had reverence when I played. I was like, I'm holding this game really high. I think the sweet spot is you just have a few of those people, and it's a nice change to the person that's just like, I'm just here to win $1 million. I'm just here to do this. Or people that fight with each other, and you swap over to the person that's, oh my God, I'm here at Tribal Council. This is amazing. When everyone feels the same, when everyone goes, this is so cool, I'm at Tribal Council. Oh, this is so cool, I was blindsided. Oh, this is so cool, I got to talk to Jeff. Like, people feel that now. They go, I can't believe I got to play Survivor finally, and I got blindsided. Best way to go out, hashtag. Like, it's just not, I want people that are pissed. I want people that are angry, and I want people that are emotional and fighting. Everyone has this air of like, this is so amazing. And when everyone feels it, it sort of depletes. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, is that symptom, like, you kind of can't go back now? Like, you think about the early seasons where these friendships are built and people think, people are like, in their life, this doesn't happen to them. I don't have someone backstab me like this. This never happens. This person seemed really friendly to me. And we kind of saw a glimpse of that with Sage being like, at the end, I don't want to hug you. It's not.
Oh,
it's
I
not
love
right,
that.
Which is interesting.
We'll get to that. That's it. But I just wanted to put that out there. Yeah.
One question I did have for you, talking about this, our first reward for the season, which is interesting. Does any of that stuff actually motivate you in the challenges? Do you get a sense that as a player, what's on the line will push you that little bit further, or are you just always like, nah, I want to do my best every time?
You mean in terms of food or an actual
in terms of anything? So be it the immunity's on the line and you really need it, or like there's a food snack that I really, really love and I want to win this one.
I think food-wise, like, I wanted to win some food rewards so bad. I was like...
Did it matter what the food was?
For me, I'm a very picky eater, Josh. You know this. We won some... I won... Like, we won that terrible reward that wasn't really a reward, the canned fruit.
Yes.
And I won like blueberries or something, or strawberries.
Your favorite?
No, blueberries. No, what's the one that's like little berries all joined together? Not grapes.
Oh, raspberries.
Raspberries. This is my knowledge of this.
You love them so much.
And not grape, Josh. Don't say grapes. No. So I just sort of had to choke them down. And everyone's like, oh, Ian, you're so lucky you got there. And I'm just like,
lucky, yeah.
And then none of that really appealed to me. Give me a barbecue shape, though.
There you go.
That's what I want. That's what I want out of it. But I think there's definitely a motivation. If you need to win, your body goes to another gear, really feeling like, I have to win this. I have to. Otherwise, I'm going home. I do feel like that does play into it. Yeah. This challenge itself, I like the aspects of it. I actually really like, they haven't done it a lot, the disc toss, the Tron identity disc toss.
Good. It's a cross promo with Aries.
Yes, very true. Very Jared Leto pops out and everyone boo, get back in there. But I like that. It wasn't a throw. It was like a bit more skill to it. I sort of like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it felt like almost more. Well, it felt also less strength based. Like, you find often in the sandbag, it's about the strong guys, whereas this felt a bit more finessed, which was nice.
I like that. And just at the end, Nate was gassed, man. This is starting to show that Nate is 47. Like, it sounds bad, but he's a bit older. And I know Stephen is 35 and he was running around, but Nate had that. Nate being sort of late 40s, I did feel like he was getting quite gassed, and he had to sit down and like get out of it. The only other thing that happened in that was Rizzo giving it back to Jeff. Jeff was gassed as well.
Yes,
and Rizzo says, Jeff, welcome to Survivor. Thank you so much, Rizzo. Rizzo was...
Try something very cool.
There we go.
Thank you so much. And Jeff also saying, salty potato chips.
He's really leading into everything now.
It's part of his character now. It's part of his character. But yeah, they got some food and they choked it all down in their new groups. Do we want to touch on the new tribes now?
Yes. Should we start with Yellow, who did win the challenge?
Start with Yellow. So obviously, MC is the one, quote unquote, on the outs in this particular tribe, because Sophie, Savannah, and Rizzo are all honestly really, really tight. Now, interesting, with MC doesn't have a vote at the moment because of her Beware advantage, but that also means she can't use her shot in the dark, because you've got to give up your vote to use your shot in the dark.
Right.
And if you don't have your vote, you can't use it. So that's an interesting little tidbit. So she's just a dead man walking at the moment, or woman. And Yeah, that in itself is interesting, but it also means if they do lose, she's going to run and get that idol straight away.
I would be surprised if she doesn't get it.
Just straight up, just goes and gets it.
What was interesting is her using that information that she got from Sage to go to Rizzo and go, I know you have an idol. Interesting what that does to Sage in terms of that relationship.
You sours that a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Do you think this curries any favor between Rizzo and MC to be like, hey, I'm sharing open and honesty with you? Or?
I don't think. Like Rizzo said to her, I think Rizzo is genuinely quite good and understands the social dynamics and is in a position where he hasn't had to fight for himself yet. So he can stand back a little bit and say, yeah, I see what she's trying to do and she's trying to get in with us. But I think he's so confident with Savannah and Sophie that he feels like he doesn't need it. And you saw him saying several times, he's like, we just got to make sure we look for the advantage. We've got to look for something, make sure she doesn't have it, which I thought was interesting. I think it is. And the other thing I really liked about Rizzo in this situation as well, a lot of people in the past, once their idol is known, they have defaulted into I've just got to get rid of it. Got to get this target off my back. Everyone knows it now. He's sort of going the other way. He's going like, no, this can make me dangerous. I'm going to put some pressure on people to do the right thing, to be like, well, I've got this idol. So you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, as he said himself, a man with power instills fear in people. So... Yeah. A woman with power, no one cares about, but a man with power, that instills fear in people.
Yeah, Riz God, yeah.
And then we also saw, obviously, it felt like another throwback of fish out of water, trying to do some snorkeling, really failing there.
Honestly, I thought that was leading into something like him coming back with a huge fish.
So did I. So it was straight. It felt like seeing some of these stories, it's kind of like, I guess there's not a lot of strategy going on that we can analyze and talk about. So or is it a choice of like, yeah, this is the stuff we used to do. We had this stuff with the chickens. Now we're trying to put that back in.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing of, do you want it or do you not? I don't quite know. I think in the absence of more interesting strategy, I think it's fine. It's a bit of color to the show.
It's a little bit of color. It gives Rizzo a little bit of something. Can I just say, you've done a bit of beach activity. You should just walk backwards with them, shouldn't you? That's the way how you do it, yeah?
You either do that or you get into the water and then put them on.
Okay, that's another option. That's another option. Okay,
and then just slip them on your feet. I can't believe he got that far and then gave up instead of just falling down, like swimming out. Like once you get in enough water, you can just, he
didn't even fall down. He sort of collapsed into himself, into the ground.
Well, what really I think weird. In essence what we saw was
try something very cool.
That's very true. Very true. But then Sophie, of course, finds the knowledge is power, doesn't tell anyone about it, which is good. Keeping that keep it secret, keep it safe. The other thing is this sets up a really interesting thing, because they're not going to stay in these tribes for very long, but that would have been perfect if they had gone to tribal council. MC finds her idol. All Sophie needs to do is, as a backup, just go, I'm just going to play knowledge is power first, because she can't hand it off to anyone because there's no one that she trusts there. And then you get her idol and then you vote her out and she's gone. That would have been 100%, can't argue with it.
That would have been great.
Still be fun though.
It would be. But it's an interesting position to be in, having this thing. I'll be interested to see who she chooses to share it with, because I kind of don't actually know where Sophie sits. I don't know if she's still tight with Alex.
Is she going to get back with Alex maybe? Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't really know how much she was, legitimately, I'm the plus one, or has she built connections with these people now? So I will be interested to see who she ends up sharing that info with.
Yeah, let's jump over.
She could totally steal it from, like, that's a known idol. So she can actually pull the trigger on that at any time she wants.
That will blow up everything though. Like if she does to Rizzo, whereas if she does to MC, I think that.
I mean, further down the track though, like
end game style,
yeah.
So then let's get to Red. So Red, Nate's on the bottom. Now Nate tries something here where he drops. I liked his concept of dropping some truth, saying Matt was everyone voted for him, and then rolling a lie in. Oh yeah, but I actually really wanted to work with Jason. Everyone picked up on it. Everyone's just like, but who was he with then? Who was the alliance with? Because wasn't he with all the other Reds? So that doesn't make sense. And his story sort of started to fall apart. And their senses went up to be like, okay, I think he's going to go home if they go to tribal. Like, and I think he started feeling that as well.
Because this also is the classic thing, which I really like, is you can tell a lie that the only person who can verify it is the person who went home.
Oh, that's the best lie.
I love stuff like that. To be like,
really good.
hey, that's what was going on, guys.
Yeah.
You probably have to check with Jason back at Ponderosa, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I like that idea, but it just, it did seem to fall out. It was an interesting that, like, I think twice now we've seen that in the adventure with MC. I really think Nate is thinking about this game in interesting ways, which I really like. So to me, that's another example of him kind of assessing the situation and trying to do something with it, which I think we haven't seen a lot. Like, he feels kind of unique for this season in just thinking that way and trying to implement those things.
Yeah, I think he sort of thinks it, like, strategy-wise. I would like to see him do a bit more of that in some of the challenges coming up and rethinking that sort of stuff. But that was very much like in our season, Kirby, like, a lot of the time in challenges, she sort of thought about things in different ways, whether she like sacrificed an idol, that idol game where you had the rope to each idol. She sacrificed one to run something. And in the one where you had to hit the bell, she just ran around us and hit it, like, just interesting ways like that. And I think Nate's got that brain to sort of think about things in interesting ways. So I'm so glad he survived, because I'm really digging Nate.
Yes.
The other one is it's too hard. At the moment, it seems too hard for Nate to break Christina, Sophie, and Alex's relationship. But so he needed to get through this to get back to the other guys. Interestingly enough, this was Sophie's sort of, I wouldn't say coming out episode, but she had content in this episode.
Yes, she did.
So she connected with Alex, and Christina made the classic blunder by saying, "Oh, we'll tell Nate that it's you, Soph."
It just seems like so crazy to be like, cool, Alex, you go bro down with him. I'm going to be chummy as well and give him a name. What do you reckon, Sophie? like that's not a good plan, dude.
Yeah. So, but what do you do then if you're getting on with Nate and Nate says, "Who are we voting for?" What do you say?
I think you let Nate do it, and then you go to Sophie and go like, "Nate said your name." Like,
exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You do not.
You don't put the name out there
beforehand as well. It's like you don't need to don't decide that now. Like, just when he comes to you, go, "What do you want to do, man? What do you want to do?"
And this is Christina. Is this sort of? She looks at the game. She's just friends with everyone. She's just happy to be there, and she has that energy of, "Oh, we'll just do this because this is fine. We all know what we're doing, so we just have to do this." And it's just like, no. You don't understand what it's like when you say to someone, "Hey, you're going to be the split vote, or you're going to be the other person that's going to get votes," because you're saying that Nate is going to put a vote on you, and so if something happens, you're going home.
Yeah, exactly. If something doesn't go to plan, you're stuffed. Yeah, but maybe this is a throwback play out. Maybe that's what we want with this. She doesn't have reverence for the game. Maybe she's like
maybe she does. No, although they asked, there was a poll about people like your Survivor crush, and a couple people of this season, they asked them before the game, and a couple of them you could tell that they were sort of just like, "Oh yeah, Amanda Kimmel or this person," but Sophie said Burton from Pearl Islands, and that's a throwback.
Burton? I don't think I remember.
That was Johnny Fairplay's mate, who's the big guy. And who came back, he got voted out, and then he came back he came back with Lil as part of the the Outcasts. Yeah. So that's a good throwback. And Rizzo said JT was his crush because he's like, JT got me into Survivor and stuff, which I thought was cute. But yeah, Sophie getting some content. We're always happy to hear Sophie. We'd play a soundbite for Sophie if she had one.
Yeah. Load that up for next week.
Exactly. Anything else on Red?
Well, you don't really get to see and who knows, maybe they merge next week and it's all for naught. So who knows?
Exactly. And then Blue, we'll probably get to Blue a bit later, but just they had the chickens.
Another classic Survivor moment, letting the chooks out.
Chase the chickens. This is a Rocky training montage when he chases the chickens around. Good. This is also, this takes me back to Samoa when the chickens escaped and Shambo was like, she was like, chicken emergency running around.
Oh,
you remember
right.
Shambo with her crazy mullet?
Yeah.
And then she said something like, she's like, good news and bad news. Bad news, all the chickens escaped. Good news, they're free now. And he's like, that's just bad news, Shambo.
That's bad news all around, Shambo.
It's like, there's stuff like that. That's old school. It is old school Survivor, the chickens.
I think the interesting thing here, we saw sort of Stephen and Joanne broing down a bit, and I found it very funny. Joanne keeps seeming to latch on to like the person on the bottom to like, hey, best buddy, you want to hang? I really love this guy. And like Stephen didn't go home, but it felt like that again of like, pick Jason and now picking Stephen. It's like, I don't know what you're doing, Joanne. Obviously, it's the people you click with. You can't help that, right? Like you just connect with the people you connect
way
with.
round. These people that are in danger are connecting with the bottom person that they should actually be targeting. Like, you could get people to target Joanne if you're a nice, friendly guy that doesn't steal people's water bottles, pants, and bags. That's a baseline. That's a baseline there. But it's the people on the bottom, and internally, Joanne needs to start asking himself, why am I the only one connecting with these outcasts? It's because you're the outcast as well, Joanne. You're the other person. That, like, he should be able to see that.
I think that's hard to see when it's like
when you're right
feels
there.
Like,
yeah.
Well, also these are like the people you're getting on with because they're like you and they have similar interests. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to ignore that.
I just feel like everyone is like into Pokemon, into Marvel. Like, it's all very similar.
They're pretty big things, I guess.
Like, yeah, I know. So let's get to the reward. Immunity challenge.
Yes.
So putting your sandbags, we did this as well. You got to have a solid base with sandbags. They made the classic mistake of trying to go tower.
Yes.
And you got to have a wider base and then you go tall.
I love how it looked like the team that just threw it together the worst ended up being the best.
Yeah, that's also a height advantage. MC's way taller than everyone else. And I went up mine and I only needed a couple of sandbags and I got it down really easily.
Yeah, nice.
And so it does help.
Mate. Good job, mate. Well done. Yeah, I nailed mine as well.
I nailed
just
mine.
Like MC.
And then Nathan like chopped the machete through one thing. I'm like, yeah, but who got the machete down, mate? Muggins right here.
I quite like this challenge. I thought it was good.
Yeah, and so they did. And then and can you please stop calling these ball mazes puzzles? They were like, a few people were like, oh, we need you on the puzzle. I'm like, it's not a puzzle. It's not. It's a hand-eye coordination maze.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a puzzle. It's not a puzzle brain thing. Like, Jason would not be good at this, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, it's much more a finesse touch kind of thing and being in sync with people.
The pole tying is harder than people. Like, Christina was like, oh, we need you guys for the hard bit. I'll do this bit. The pole tying is hard.
I think the pole tying is the hardest.
I think super
Sophie,
hard.
I feel like Sophie got like it just kept together. And I think that is the beauty of these challenges. Always, it's like, how much time do you put to get it rock solid, or do you roll the dice and it's kind of good enough?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's really tough. What I love was Stephen, like, how many lengths did she have? Tell me. And like, she had 5. Like, stuff like that is really nice to hear people thinking, cool, is she going to get on 5? Cool, I'll go to 6, whatever.
6, yeah.
I did love, though, how we ended up just seeing Christina just like thrashing at it, trying to get it. I was like, oh man, you are just giving up.
She was just wailing a stick near it. I'm like,
and then
mate.
My favorite as well is like, particularly someone like Nate, who is like, this is your game on the line. If you lose, you're likely to go home. And it's like, you're fine. Yep, you're all right. You're fine. You're doing well. Just relax.
I could feel it with Nate.
Yeah.
He was just like,
Yeah,
I need this opportunity. And luckily he went in the hero spot and he was really communicating well with Sophie, just being like, okay, hold, okay, here. And he was thinking it through. And it was just beautiful. And Joanne, and who was doing it? Joanne and Shannon or Sage?
Shannon, I think.
Yeah. No, Sage. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was Sage. So wait,
Sage,
Sage.
Yeah. They just didn't have it, mate. They were right there.
I think it's just, and that I really like these challenges. I think they're really good. Like particularly the balance ones where you got to work together.
I think they're really good.
Some people try the really quick, like jump it through, and that like it's good. There is legitimate strategies and differences here, so I really like that one.
Yeah, and Yellow Tribe of MC, Sophie, Savannah, and Rizzo. That's a genuinely strong tribe. Like, that's a really good strong tribe. I feel like they cover every base there.
I think so. One little thing at the end after Yellow won, I was kind of like, I don't know why I hated it so much, but Rizzo was like, I'm proud of you. I was like, Rizzo doesn't get to say that. The youngest person does not get to say, I'm proud of you. All right? It's not how this works.
And they said, like, they keep saying, like, oh, this is your survivor moment and stuff. I'm like, failing at something and barely getting through it should not be your survivor moment. Like, doing
Maybe it is Eden.
No, it's not, mate. It's not. Doing it and
the hero's turn.
Yeah, that was Nate's survivor moment. Like, he was the one that saved himself there, I feel like.
But she didn't give up. Christina didn't give up, kept at it. Got it together. So I think
she was wailing her stick around. She got it back together, mate. It was a good comeback. So then Blue obviously loses and goes.
Yes,
we're scrambling with Blue. So where are we at with Blue? Let's go back to Blue for a second. So Steven's the odd man out, but he hasn't quite picked up that Sage and Shannon hate each other, because this is honestly the perfect situation for Steven. Sage, Joanne, and Shannon are the biggest. Like the three most disconnected people that you could get. It's never a good sign when they play someone's confessional when Shannon's saying like, I've got lucky girl syndrome. I'm the luckiest girl in the world, you know. Famous last words there, Shannon. Never say that to camera, guys. But just like this is what I want to talk about, Shannon, because at the moment, did she purposely do a huge backflip on Sage? This is what I can't figure out. Whether this is a purposeful move or whether she actually believes it.
That she's best friends with her?
Yeah, that she said, she goes to her and she goes, oh my God, yeah, we just couldn't connect before because we were both on the bottom and we had to separate ourselves. But now we can be best friends again. Is she lying? Does she not realize that she threw Sage's name under the bus?
Based on what we've heard from Sage describing how Shannon's been playing, I think it must be she's doing the same thing to Shannon. Sorry, Shannon is doing the same thing to Sage as well. She's saying the right things, trying to get in her good graces, appealing to her in the way that she sees fit. So I think she's just doing the same to everyone, and Sage is not any different in that regard to her.
Yeah. So one thing I want to talk about Shannon for just for a second. So Shannon's a really interesting villain, I feel like. I'm just going to put villain in inverted commas there because she has this fakeness, this fake authenticity that she's trying to connect with people with. They mentioned how she started talking about God a lot when she got with other sort of faith-based people. She was connecting that, and Sage was the only one that really pushed back on it and saw her for what she was. The one thing that I think was missing from Shannon was in her confessionals and understanding what she was doing and explaining
that she was doing that.
Because I would have connected with her so much more if she, in a confession, we said, oh, yeah, I'm going 10 times harder on this God thing now that I found some God people. Or, now I'm going to backflip. I'm all about Sage now because I had to throw her under the bus, but now I'm back. I've got to get her in. Like, the fact that we're not seeing that, I'm feeling like it wasn't in confessionals. And I think that's the difference between a villain or someone that you don't connect with and one that you sort of secretly root for and like. That self-awareness of this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to pull this person in, I'm going to do that, rather than just be this unauthentic sort of fakeness where she's connecting with people all over the place.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point.
Yeah.
One thing I want to know, her pitch to Stephen, how good do you think this pitch is? The idea of you've got connections over there that I want to link in with. Do you think that is is that play for real? That if you align yourself and go, yep, cool, we're good, does Stephen go back and goes, yeah, guys, these guys are with me. This is a good person. They've got my back.
I just think it's too amorphic. It's too just, oh, you've got yellow, I've got some red, and we'll just work together. Like, you need to go, you and me. What else? Who else can we bring? Because remember, she was the one that pitched the two of each color.
Yeah.
She was like Sophie and Alex. And that was based on no relationship. You've got to have something there. You've got to talk Pokemon with him. You've got to talk like honestly, you've just got to connect on something before you just say, yeah, you've got connections over there. Let's all team up and work together. I just don't think it works otherwise.
And speaking of connections over there, I thought it was very funny. Again, we sort of heard Juwan when Sage went to him and said, look, Shannon's putting your name out there. We've got to go at her, whatever. And all Juwan seems to be doing is like, but my original Uli tribe, like, I don't want to turn my back on them.
Oh, my God, dude. It's so,
I know. It's so weird to see that someone who was literally on the bottom of that still holding out hope. They're like, oh, well, I'm going to get back there with those guys. I don't want to piss them off. And like, it's so weird for him to be in this position and still not see that. I guess because he's been separated from them, I guess, right?
Maybe. But Sage, like, he ate everything that Sage gave him. At no point did he go, you know what, I'm gonna question this with Shannon. I'm going to go back to Shannon.
Yeah, totally.
Because all that has to happen here is someone, whether it's Stephen or Joanne, going back to Shannon and say, hey, do you know that Sage is telling us all of this stuff? And then that whole tribe just blows up at that point, I think, like insanely. Yeah. It's really, it's really interesting that Joanne just said, like, that makes me think that Joanne sort of felt it a little bit. And that then Sage bringing it up then solidified it in his own mind.
Probably.
Going like, I didn't think that Shannon would do that. But yeah, the way that he was still going back to Red Love, I'm like, dude, get over it.
Let it go.
That bit where Shannon's asked Sage to hold hands with her, I'm like,
very interesting.
Oh man.
It's very strange. Again, a good performance from Sage's face.
Sage's face, the Oscar goes to. There was that one, you know when they're doing the kissing? That and then she turns around and she goes, and then she turns back and goes, ah.
It's great.
Like, so good. Very good. And then, so the plan is either, so what was the plan? Shannon, who was Shannon saying? Joanne. Shannon was saying Joanne. and then say, so it was either going to be Jawan or Shannon, realistically.
Yeah, Stephen got away.
Stephen got away
scot-free.
Absolutely.
And I think it speaks to them because this is the first red player to go home. So it's like they're still trimming from that original tribe. So
yeah. And look, I do think that Shannon ultimately sort of got swap screwed twice. Like, she got put in the bottom of the last tribe, and now this tribe, she was put in a combination of people that wasn't great for her either. Because can you imagine, like, she was in with Savannah and Rizzo and Nate. Like, she was in that 4.
I think so, yeah, she was, wasn't she?
I think, I have a feeling, though, that might have been an alliance of convenience. Like, this is our 4, because you need 4 in a group of 6.
Yeah, well, it never got tested, right?
It never got tested, but I do think you just find a 4 because you go, okay, we're safe for 2 votes now.
Yeah.
And maybe she wasn't as connected with those guys, but...
Well, one really interesting point Stephen made at Tribal, in between gasps at the set, was having only 4 people gives you very few data points. So any story you get, you can't corroborate too much. And I found that really interesting. And that's why I found this decision to go down to 4 strange, because it's like you eliminate the chance for interesting plays inherently by the number of people you have, unless it's easy to do an idle stuff and stuff like that. Maybe that's
with less people you can't. It's harder to split votes. But I still think you need an odd number. You need to have 5. You need to have like a group of 3, and then they can't split, so they have to choose right, sort of thing. Like that's sort of the other way around it. Anything else at Tribal Council, because we're at Tribal Council now?
No, that's about it. I think it makes sense. I think Stephen slow played really well. He didn't really go out after anyone. He let them come to him, as we kind of saw the week before as well.
One thing I like with Tribal Council, they've toned down the analogies a little bit. Like Stephen started to, he goes, Survivor's like a schoolyard dance. But then he sort of abandoned it pretty quickly, because in the past couple of seasons, that has just been out of control. You know, Survivor's like the first day at an office. You know, Survivor's like being on a school bus. You know, Survivor's and it was just...
As we heard from Sophie, Survivor's like a tsunami. Some people swim, some people sink.
Well, there you go. But they've toned it down a little bit, which is good.
Well, you had your speed dating one. You can't talk, mate.
Yeah, Australian Survivor's different, mate. No one else was doing it. I had to do it. It was a reference. When I do it, it's ironic and it's great.
Yeah, good.
It connects with the audience.
Gotcha.
This comes back to my point. When everyone's doing, thank you. When everyone's doing it, it loses all interest and impact with me. What else? Anything else from this?
The other interesting thing was Shannon's reaction to it being like, this is the cosmos, you know, love to all, love it. This is my place, is meant to be. Is that cope, or is that like that's her fly philosophy, right?
No, that's mad cope. That's I was in a good spot. So I'm just going to put my chin up. What did you think of Sage's? I actually loved Sage going, you know what? I'm not going to hug you. I'm going to shake your hand.
It was nice to be
I actually thought it was great.
Because I think she knows TV's going to be TV. She's going to see how much I was like playing along for her, that I want to make sure to be like, we're in a game. This game's ended now. You're out. Let's come back to each other later. So I quite like that, especially if and I think she knew someone like Shannon, very spiritual person, would appreciate that a lot more.
I thought that was good.
I think that was really nice.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I actually like that connection. Okay, let's talk. What do we should we do? Spin and grin.
Spin and grin.
Thank you. Who's spun and grunt? I'm looking at my list here.
I think you could either maybe a Sophie or a Stephen. I think Sophie finding the knowledge is power came down to Beth, and also Stephen just getting through without in a really bad position potentially, playing well enough to get through.
Yeah, maybe Sophie. Sophie's really solidified herself. She found knowledge is power. She didn't tell anyone about it. She knows Rizzo. Yeah, let's give it to Soph, I think.
Spinning grin.
She's grinning. And she ate. She ate. She did eat.
She ate for the first time.
She ate. And ruffle feathers.
It was to rustle feathers, ruffle feathers.
Correct.
Russell.
Who rustled the most?
I'm thinking it could be Shannon, just because her chatting around with everyone, not really getting on, putting people's names out, it turning back on her.
Yeah, Christina maybe, like throwing Sophie's name out, not being able to do the poll very well.
Yes. Oh, I think that's a good case for Christina this episode.
Yeah, I think maybe she was ruffling the feathers with her pole stick.
Yeah, she was trying to
around. Yeah, exactly.
Do we have any runners up for the feather rustling?
Who else? Maybe Shannon. Yeah, maybe Shannon.
Maybe Shannon. Shannon,
Yeah,
just
maybe
for a
Shannon.
little. Just for a little.
Just for a little. Just for
And
a
I think
little.
because as Shannon said, she connected too hard. I connected too well with people. I love that. Hey, look, sometimes I just connected too hard, and
I made too good of friends with people.
Yeah, exactly.
If you had to distill it down, Josh, why did Shannon lose?
I think it's her first tribal council as well. Can we just mention that?
That's so true.
She hadn't been before. She got voted out in her first tribal council. I think it's playing everyone too hard all the time, and that got around.
Yeah.
So she didn't get to solidify anything with a vote. So she didn't really have any strong allies. All she was doing was playing really hard, always like leading the strategy. It seemed like every conversation she had, it was her ideas, her leading it. And when you actually haven't had the chance to implement any of that, it just comes off like you're scheming. What do you think her big mistakes were?
I think trying to plot when you're not going to tribal council, I think you have to have plans and you have to have connections, but you don't necessarily need to target people or say this is what we're doing until you have to, because those things get out and people start talking. I think she was building connections, but it just came off fake. It came off phony.
Yeah.
People could see through it. She needed to work on that a bit better. Poor Shannon. I think
Shannon.
I think she was a bit swap screwed ultimately a couple of times there, but that's the game of Survivor, baby.
That's it.
Anything else, Josh?
This week?
That's
no.
it.
I'm going to wrap this up.
Now we're very close subscribers. Come on, guys, let's hit 500.
On YouTube.
We've got on YouTube. We've got 12 more people. Tell your friends, sign up. We just got to hit these milestones, people.
If you know one person who watches Survivor, tell them about it.
Yes, exactly. You could feed a hungry Eden by subscribing now.
Jump at our socials as well. Clips going out, so engage with those. Any comments as well on the YouTube clips? Always, we read through those and answer them as we can.
Yeah, and we're going to do a feedback. We're going to do a question feedback episode as a special bonus in the near future. So please, some questions have already started coming in, but send them all through, and I'll collate them all, and we'll just sit down and Josh, you can just go through all the questions, and we'll answer them all.
Sounds good. Well, thanks so much, folks.
Okay, see you soon.
Bye. See you next time.